Let me get right into it. Because I know that news has been percolating at Shannon Sharpe. It's coming to First Take. I want Shannon Sharpe on First Take. Okay? Period.
I gotta admit, I am shocked that Shannon Sharpe is about to pull this off. Originally, I did believe that he was gonna make a significant amount of money as a result of his departure from Undisputed, but I didn't think he was gonna be able to have his cake and eat it too. What do I mean by that? Well, before we get to the content, we are giving away $1,000 split between 5 subscribers that turn on their notifications on this channel. All you have to do to enter is hit that subscriber bell. Now that we got all that out of the way, Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? I had no idea that Shannon Sharpe's departure from Undisputed was going to result in a cascade of storylines for us to follow in the manner that we've been following it in so far. Originally, when Skip and Shannon broke up, we all thought that it may have been as a result of a deteriorating relationship, and this was evidenced in their debates. I mean, a debate about Baker Mayfield saw Shannon Sharpe throw a slight little jab at Skip Bayless about a year ago.
Mayfield is dead last in 2022 in QBR.
Blah, blah,
He's
blah.
dead last. I don't care, blah, blah, blah. You gonna let me talk? Because that's what you do.
If you'll stay on point on question.
You never stay on point.
Okay, I'm about to stay on point. Tell me when it's my turn.
It's not your turn.
Okay.
And Skip Bayless really offended Shannon Sharpe when he compared his career to Tom Brady shortly after.
This is just straight hate by a guy who's jealous that he's still playing at a high level at 45. That's the point.
That's what you do. Every time I call something into question, I'm jealous. I did what I
never
did.
said you were jealous of Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I did what I did. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame. Super Bowl.
So what?
So what?
And all of this reached a breaking point when Skip Bayless tweeted out what many people believe to be an insensitive tweet in regards to the Damar Hamlin situation when he collapsed on the field, which resulted in Shannon Sharpe no-showing Undisputed the next day.
If you'd like to tweet us your emotions of the night about what happened, please do so. You can tweet us at @Undisputed. The last thing we want to do is offend anyone by trying to do what we always do, which is talk about sports. Obviously, my partner Shannon Sharpe is not here today. I look forward to seeing him tomorrow.
And when he did show up, he once again called out Skip Bayless.
Anybody have to be revived and fight for their life on the field. So they struck me a little differently because I remember seeing my brother paralyzed on the field temporarily, and he was able to regain focus. Skip tweeted something, and although I disagree with the tweet, and hopefully Skip would take it down.
I'm not going to take it down because I stand by what I tweeted.
Skip, let me finish.
All right, okay.
Go ahead.
No, you go. Okay.
I mean, I cannot even get through a monologue without you interrupting me.
Okay, well-
You could have came back, Skip.
Well, I thought-
Skip, just let.
I didn't know you were going to bring up
No,
this.
I didn't want to yesterday to get into a situation where Damar Hamlin was the issue, not getting to your tweet. That's what I was going to do. But you can't even let me finish my opening monologue without you interrupting.
The two would continue their show for another 4 months, and I have to give props to Shannon Sharpe. If he truly disliked Skip Bayless, he kept it professional. Until we found out, just 3 weeks before the end of the NBA Finals, Shannon Sharpe had agreed to a buyout with Fox Sports. Now, many people speculated that this was Skip Bayless's fault, but in reality, my personal belief of this is it's more the fact that Shannon Sharpe was ready to take the next step in his broadcasting career. I mean, the best analogy I could give for this situation is if Skip Bayless was Joe Montana, then Shannon Sharpe was Steve Young waiting in the wings. If Skip Bayless was Drew Bledsoe, then Shannon Sharpe is Tom Brady. Probably the best example I could give of this situation is if Skip Bayless was Alex Smith, then Shannon Sharpe is Patrick Mahomes. Only if Patrick Mahomes went to play for a different team. Skip Bayless gave Shannon Sharpe a platform to develop his brand into what it is today. And I'm sure as a result of that, Shannon Sharpe will forever be indebted to Skip Bayless. On one hand, Skip Bayless had significantly more creative control than Shannon Sharpe on Undisputed, got to choose the topics, some of which would frustrate Shannon Sharpe. And even furthermore, the amount of money that Skip Bayless was being paid isn't even close to the amount of money you could make if you don't work for a major sports network. I mean, Skip Bayless makes $8 million annually. He signed a 4-year, $32 million contract extension in 2021. When you compare that to the contract the Pat McAfee show got from FanDuel TV, which, don't get me wrong, that's for the entire show, not just for Pat McAfee. The Pat McAfee show received $30 million a year annually for 4 years from FanDuel TV, which they recently departed from. And that's where the timing of all this was very interesting. My personal theory was Shannon Sharpe saw that Pat McAfee was moving on from FanDuel TV and joining ESPN. That freed up a significant amount of capital for Shannon Sharpe to potentially fill that void. Shannon Sharpe is without a doubt the hottest free agent in sports media right now.
No, not that way, you freaks!
His name is trending. People love him. I can't think of a single human being that consumes sports content that doesn't like Shannon Sharpe. Hell, I've seen him at the gym a couple of times and he told me to and I still love Shannon Sharpe. Shannon, if you're watching this, I'm sorry for asking you for a selfie while you were training. I should have known better, but I digress. Now, this is where the storylines branch off, because at first I was covering both Shannon's future and Skip's future in one video. But then the futures of both of these partners diverged so much that each partner needed its own video. Recently, we talked about Skip Bayless's dream replacement for Shannon Sharpe. At first, we thought it was going to be LaShawn McCoy, which was a nightmare, and I'm glad that that was taken off the table completely. Then we had Skip Bayless begging Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley would be my dream debate partner. Come be this damn idiot's debate partner. Please let me annihilate you on a daily basis.
Who, by the way, Charles Barkley dislikes Skip Bayless.
If I could get Skip Bayless in a room,
and there we
they
go.
need DNA to find who it was.
And finally, we got what I believe would be Skip Bayless's dream partner, Richard Sherman. Another person that, without a doubt, doesn't really like Skip Bayless. You're starting to see a trend here. Skip Bayless likes pursuing people that he could get into heated debates with.
I'm better at life than you.
Okay,
So let's,
all right, that's
let's
fair.
Get, let's
All
get,
right,
let's
all
get
right,
down to
well,
that.
let's not get personal here.
And I actually think Richard Sherman could happen. But what about Shannon Sharpe? I mean, this man definitely has something cooking. He just left Undisputed abruptly. He gave Skip Bayless no time to replace him right in time for the NBA offseason, where there's a lot of topics to discuss. NFL training camp is upcoming. There's a lot of rumors to discuss in regards to that as well. Now, originally there was some speculation because obviously Stephen A. Smith, the moment he heard that Shannon Sharpe was being bought out, had this to say about a potential partnership between the two.
There's no resistance from Stephen A. I got love for Shannon Sharpe. I respect the hell out of him.
But at the same time, we thought that this couldn't be because Shannon Sharpe was in talks with FanDuel TV. So how could Shannon Sharpe go to ESPN and also partner with FanDuel TV? As a matter of fact, he just left a major sports network. Why would he get up and leave that major sports network to join the rival sports network that just laid off a bunch of analysts and is clearly cutting costs because, well, according to Stephen A. Smith, Disney was trying to make up the deficit of $5.5 billion in losses as a result of a myriad of things, like going to war with Ron DeSantis.
You've got folks on other side of the ideology that galvanize and speak out against such positions, and how do they exact revenge? By affecting your bottom line.
Amongst other things for Disney. So why would Shannon Sharpe leave Fox Sports and Undisputed, which was crushing it in terms of ratings, which was the #1 sports debate show in the United States, in order to go to their rival, especially if that rival currently is struggling financially? Well, according to multiple reports, including Front Office Sports, we found out that Shannon Sharpe is about to have his cake and eat it too. And this is going to be absolutely insane if he pulls this off, and I think it's a brilliant move for him. So according to Front Office Sports, Shannon Sharpe has spoken to ESPN about becoming a high-profile contributor. Sources tell FOS. Sharpe could join the rotating cast of names debating Stephen A. Smith on First Take. This would be one hell of a punch to the gut if Shannon Sharpe was able to pull this off. It could swing the momentum back in ESPN's favor in this sports debate show war that they've had with Fox Sports that, I'm going to be honest, Fox Sports was kicking ESPN's for the past couple of years. But ESPN has made two very big acquisitions, one being the Pat McAfee show and Pat McAfee as a talent, and the other potentially being Shannon Sharpe as a high-profile contributor. Now, a high-profile contributor means that Shannon Sharpe isn't necessarily going to have his own show on ESPN. It means he's going to have a similar role as Michael Irvin had on First Take, which is directly in line with Stephen A. Smith's original vision when he said that he loves himself some Michael Irvin.
I love me some Michael Irvin. That's my brother, the playmaker.
But even furthermore, the number one thing I look for whenever I try to determine whether or not rumors are true or false, it's that if they're consistent. And the most important part of this one particular report is that this rumor means that not only would Shannon Sharpe be able to join a major sports network, but he'll be able to have his cake and eat it too. What does that mean? Well, take a look. The contributor's role would enable the former co-host of FS1's Skip and Shannon Undisputed to join the rotating cast of stars debating Stephen A. Smith on ESPN's top-rated First Take. They include contributors Michael Irvin of NFL Network, if his legal issues are cleared, Chris Mad Dog Russo of SiriusXM, as well as ESPN's own Ryan Clark. At the same time, this arrangement would enable the free agent Sharpe to continue his weekly Club Shay Shay podcast, which now boasts 1.23 million subscribers, and potentially score a lucrative gig with sports betting operator FanDuel, which allows talent to work with other companies on a non-exclusive basis. Now, Stephen A. Smith did react to this, by the way, and we'll get to that in a sec. Stephen A. Smith quite literally is on First Take for ESPN, and his podcast is sponsored by FanDuel TV. Shannon Sharpe could get the same exact thing, but he'll probably get more money from FanDuel TV than Stephen A. Smith is, because Club Shay Shay is a little bit more established than Stephen A. Smith's podcast. That's nothing against Stephen A., because I think he's a legend. Now, on Wednesday night, both Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe fueled the hype and the speculation as much as they possibly could. Shannon Sharpe started the party by tweeting out that my daughter called me and says, "Daddy, you're trending. Why am I trending, or do I even want to know? Lottery officials aren't supposed to leak info," with a bunch of laughing emojis. Stephen A. Smith would then quote tweet this report about Shannon Sharpe talking to ESPN about joining their network, including Stephen A. Smith's First Take, and would say, "Look for me on Friday, folks. I'll be addressing all the things I need to address back on the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast on Friday, then live on First Take Monday morning. See y'all in a minute. Buckle up." Now, Shannon Sharpe would add even more fire to the speculation by quote tweeting this and saying, "What you addressing on Friday? I've got some free time, so feel free to FaceTime me before my meetings." Popcorn. Hell, man, the top reply to this tweet was, "I guess I'll go back to watching First Take." So this is gonna be huge.
At Shannon Sharpe, it's coming to First Take. I'm not going to tell you that's true. I'm not going to tell you it's not either. What I can tell you is that the honchos are talking to Shannon Sharpe. What I can tell you is that the honchos are fully aware that Stephen A. Smith wants Shannon Sharpe on First Take. I want Shannon Sharpe on First Take. And I aim to get him. The conversations are official. The reports have not been misnomers or misreports or anything like that. We are talking to him, and I'm hopeful that ultimately we will be announcing sooner than later that he will be on First Take. Anything can happen now, because I don't make those decisions. I have bosses. But damn it, Shannon, Club Shay Shay, and anything else, I don't give a damn if he brings a bottle of Hennessy with him. I want him on First Take.
Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this, man. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.